His Excellency Ambassador Hans Hendrik Langwist, the Ambassador of Sweden to Ethiopia and Djibouti, and the permanent representative of AU to the AU, IGAD, and UNECA, His Excellency Gabriel Ibrahim Mohammed, the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning of the Republic of Sudan, and also the Chair of IGAD, Her Excellency Dagmawit Moges Bekele, the Minister of Transport and Logistics, the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and honorable ministers here with us today from our IGAD member states, distinguished delegates from the member states, our development partners, the IGAD directors, experts, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's my pleasure to warmly welcome you to the IGAD Ministerial meeting to adopt the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy, which is alive to the aspirations of our region, of our continent, and the globe as one ecosystem. Your Excellencies, the experts here have been for the last Regional Blue Economy Strategy, a report of which will be presented before you this morning. Without further ado, I have the honor of inviting His Excellency Dr. Wakemi Kibeyehu, the Executive Secretary, to give us his official welcoming remarks. Excellency, you're most welcome.
Thank you so much, Javier. Thank you very much, Awira. Your Excellency, Mr. Jibril Ibrahim Mohammed, Minister of Finance, Republic of Sudan, our chair. Her Excellency Dagmawit Mogos, Minister of Transport and Logistics, Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, our hosts. Your Excellency Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa, Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development, Republic of Djibouti. Your Excellency Honorable Sam Chiptors, Minister of Water and Environment, Republic of Uganda. Excellency Dr. Francis Otina Awilo, Principal Secretary, State Department of Fisheries, Agriculture and Blue Economy, Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency Ambassador Hans Henrik Landikit, Ambassador of Sweden to Ethiopia. Your Excellency Dr. David Peer, FAO Sub-Regional Coordinator to East Africa. Distinguished delegates, representatives from the Mother Organization of African Union, fellow participants, my colleagues from IGAD, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and please accept my warm welcome on behalf of the entire IGAD family as we gather here to validate the IGAD 2021-2025 Blue Economy Strategy. At the outset, I would like to invite us all to appreciate the government and people of Ethiopia for their warm hospitality and generosity in hosting this ministerial meeting and the preparatory technical meeting that took place here in Addis Ababa. Your Excellencies, water bodies constitute 71% of our planet. But as land-based creatures, the human race has naturally concentrated the majority of our economic activities on the remaining 29% of Earth that is above water. As our population has expanded and industrialized to unprecedented level in the history of our planet, our appetite for food and development resources has grown proportionally, and this has compelled to increasingly look towards water and even space-based resources. In this regard, Your Excellencies, I am gratified to note that starting with the 2018 Global Conference on Sustainable Blue Economy that was organized in Nairobi, member states of the IGAD region have remained at the forefront of driving the agenda to the development of the blue economy. It is unfortunate that the momentum that this initiative had gathered was one of the first casualties of the coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent, coronavirus pandemic and the subsequent global lockdown that followed. I was to commend all the teams involved that came together to find innovative ways around the obstacles raised by the pandemic, and with single-minded determination kept the process on the course of convene as here today. Ladies and gentlemen, alongside with ecological diversity in our region, the principal resources that we have been bestowed as IGAD to be found in our geostrategic location along the western shore of the Indian Ocean and the southern mouth of the Red Sea. Our access point in the Suez Canal carries over 20% of global maritime trade, valued over $800 billion. Moreover, 80% of the maritime traffic between Europe and Asia transits through our neighborhood, making our region an important link and partner between the two continents. IGAD member states have approximately 6,960 kilometers of coastline, accounting for approximately 22.8% of the African total. Paradoxically, the African coastline is shorter than that of Europe because there are far fewer inlets, large bays or gulfs. Nevertheless, the coastal state of IGAD have of 1.1 million square kilometers whose productive potential remains largely underutilized. Studies have shown, Your Excellencies, that both traditional and emerging blue economy sectors have significant but undercapitalized development potential due to underinvestment of intellectual, technical, and financial resources. On the other hand, we have become over-reliant on agricultural rain-fed economies in the region that consists of 65% of water stressed and 35% of marginal lands. This has left our region vulnerable to shocks such as droughts, food, economic crisis, resource conflict, and climate changes. As a result, Your Excellencies, food insecurity remains a perennial problem in spite of the potential of the blue economy to feed this region. It is therefore very distressing that the IGAD region uses only 30% to 40% of the World Food Program supplies annually, while our people comprises only 3% of the total World population. The situation has to change if our region is to become more resilient. We urgently need to consider new way of enhancing our rain-fed agriculture to
Et nous voyons de plus en plus que l'économie bleue est un moteur essentiel du développement et de l'essor, mais plus important, l'intégration régionale.
highlight four of the most important areas. Number one, food security. The significance of fish in Africa diets has doubled in the past 7 years, and aquaculture has grown by 10% annually since 2008. Two, in the transport sector, the maritime industry has been called the new frontier of the African Renaissance, with the IGAD member states of Kenya and others, Somalia, poised to gain the most. For extractive and non-renewable resources, oceans in our region have serious prospects for deep sea mining and energy development. This is the third one. And the fourth one is the prospects of sustainable tourism have improved tremendously with the development of ports and connecting infrastructure along coastlines of IGAD member states. We are also learning, Your Excellencies and dear participants, from the experience of other regions which have prioritized the blue economy to support the socio-economic development. For instance, the Seychelles has formulated a national blue economy roadmap, including establishing Ministry of Finance, Trade and the Blue Economy. Canada, which has committed itself to lead the blue economy agenda by establishing the Ocean Super Cluster, that is OSC. And importantly, Sweden holistic maritime strategy for people, jobs and the environment, with the aim to socially, environmentally and economically develop the Swedish maritime sector to sustainable manner. It is in this response to these challenges and opportunities, Your Excellencies, that we are gathered here to validate the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy, which is 2021 to 2025. And it is accompanying implementation plan, both of which are anchored on three principles. Second one is good governance and the sustainability. These documents are naturally aligned to the sixth goal of the African Union Agenda. '21 to 2031 as the decade of the oceans. This strategy therefore domesticates and cascades our shared vision for the blue economy and help to down to work regional level. The vision of the blue economy strategy is to develop an inclusive and sustainable blue economy that significantly contribute to the transformation of the Horn of Africa and in fact the Greater Horn. The accompanying implementation plan will facilitate increased cooperation and regional integration by strengthening support to member states to effectively translate blue economy to policies and into tangible actions. In order to effectively provide a strong anchor on ongoing blue economy, the strategy and implementation plan before you today, Your Excellencies, will require the full and formal adoption and validation by our member states at a ministerial level. I therefore iterate our ministers and member state representatives here present to favorably consider the policy strategy, implementation roadmap, and implementation recommendation. The adoption of this basket will constitute a regional blueprint to guide our individual member states in formulating national blue economy strategy. Your Excellencies, in closing, let me revert to my extensive expertise in peace and security and lend emphasis the fact that maritime safety and security is integral to a strong blue economy. The development of a strong blue economy can only occur sustainable in the context of stability. Peace on land translate into peace on the water, not the other way around. Let us digest, Your Excellencies, the finding of the 2021 report of the African Union Peace and Security Council, which underscore that illegal and illicit activities such as trafficking in humans, weapons and narcotics, as well as commercialized piracy, constitute the greatest threat to the development of the blue economy in the continent and in our region specifically. I therefore urge all of our partners to work closely together with the IGAD in support current stabilization effort and strengthen the maritime regulatory environment in order to improve our capacity to policy, prosecute, and deter crimes affecting the blue economy. Special recognition goes to the government of the people of Sweden, who, through their substantial technical and financial support, have been our unwavering partner in the development of the blue economy and the sector. Our deepest gratitude to the European Union, our most steadfast partner, and finally, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, whose global experience and existence is great value to IGAD. And also, I want to thank our member states who represented with all the ministers, which demonstrate that the political backing and the importance of the concept and the implementation of blue economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for those inspiring remarks and, of course, re-emphasizing indeed the importance of the blue economy and how it relates to our well-being as a globe. Again, thank you very much. And I'd like to, perhaps I did not guide earlier properly. The podium for issuing your statements is on my left on the other side. So the next speakers kindly use the podium that is closer to you there. Thank you very much. And I also request that the sound system, please ensure that the sound remains as clear as it can be, because we are seeing some ups and downs. Thank you very much again. So allow me at this point to invite Dr. Shimimba David Phiri to offer a statement on behalf of FAO, Sub-Regional Coordination for Eastern Africa. You're welcome, Dr. Phiri. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, moderator. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, moderator. I should use this one. No. Okay. His Excellency Jibril Ibrahim Mohammed, Minister for Finance of Sudan and Chair of IGAD, Her Excellency Dagmar Moges, Minister for Transport and Logistics of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, Dr. Wokne Gebeyehu, Executive Secretary of IGAD, Ambassador Hans Lundqvist, Ambassador of Sweden to Ethiopia, to AU and IGAD, honorable ministers here present, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, I'm honored to join you on this special occasion of the Ministerial Validation Meeting of the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy 2021-2025. The decision taken by IGAD member states to develop the Blue Economy Strategy could not have come at a better time, when there is reflection of how to accelerate the implementation of actions to reach the objectives of Sustainable Development Goal 14, Life Underwater by 2030. I wish to note and welcome in this regard the important support of the government of Sweden, which is also a privileged resource partner to FAO, quite apart from being an important member country. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dedicated focus on blue economy has the potential to play a major role in Africa's economic and social development, owing to the vast opportunities for socio-economic development availed through fisheries, aquaculture, tourism, transport, ports, coastal mining, and energy. Fisheries and aquaculture play a significant role in the food and nutrition needs, as well as the livelihoods of millions of people. FAO estimates that fish provide more than 4.2 billion people with more than 15% of their animal protein intake. Besides directly providing high-quality food, aquaculture and fisheries also create economic value through the production and marketing of wild and farmed fish. Global fish production from marine, freshwater, and aquaculture is estimated at about 180 million tons, with aquaculture contributing 46% of total production. However, it is important to note that more than 30 to 50% of the harvested fish biomass is either lost or wasted through handling, storage, spoilage, and transportation along the value chain. The estimated global per capita fish consumption in 2018 was 20 kilograms. However, Africa has the lowest per capita fish consumption at about 10 kilograms per capita. Low fish consumption in Africa is attributed to a number of interconnected factors, including, among others, stagnation of production from both marine and inland fisheries, as well as a poorly developed aquaculture sector. The huge potential in Africa's fish sector is well known. 38 of Africa's 54 countries are coastal and maritime zones. What can Africa and the IGAD region in particular need to do to strengthen the blue economy? In order to make significant and sustainable steps to strengthen Africa's and specifically IGAD's blue economy, governments, partners, and policymakers need to, 1, increase efforts to develop, manage, and govern fisheries and aquaculture, both small and large scale. Additionally, more emphasis is needed to co-management of fisheries resources. In other words, make the fisheries value chain actors work hand in hand with governments. The IGAD Blue Economy Strategy provides a framework for this kind of engagement within the IGAD region. 2, of equal importance for the IGAD region is the need to prevent illegal fishing. Under the aegis of FAO, member states enacted the Port State Measures Agreement, which entered into force in June 2016. This is the first binding international agreement that targets illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. Globally, 73 countries are now party to the Port State Measures Agreement, 23 of which are African countries. 3 IGAD member states, Djibouti, Kenya, and Somalia, are part of this agreement. FAO is currently working with Eritrea with a view to it also acceding to the agreement. 3, we need to increase investments in safe and organic fish feed. This includes discouraging the use of antibiotics and growth hormones in aquaculture. It also means development of proper antimicrobial resistance solutions, for example, by promoting proper feed for aquaculture. FAO is an important partner in the blue economy discussion. The organization stands ready to contribute significantly to the process of implementing the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy. FAO has experience in supporting the development and management of fisheries and aquaculture resources in the Eastern Africa sub-region and beyond. The FAO's Blue Transformation Initiative emerged from the priorities of the 2021 FAO Declaration on Sustainable Fisheries. It aims at the sustainable intensification of aquaculture, effectively managed fisheries, as well as upgraded blue value chains that provide an additional source of supply, ensure socioeconomic benefits, while also ensuring just distribution and access to aquatic food. FAO, in consultation with member countries, published a strategy for the development of fisheries and aquaculture in Eastern Africa in 2018 under the organization Blue Growth Initiative. I wish to congratulate the IGAD Secretariat and IGAD member countries for developing this blue economy strategy and to reiterate FAO's commitment to continue providing technical support to IGAD in the sustainable use of aquatic resources for economic growth, improved food security and nutrition, as well as livelihood. Before closing, I wish to draw your attention to the fact that this year, 2022, has been declared by the United Nations General Assembly as the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. The year was launched on 19 November 2021 by the Director General of FAO, the lead agency designated to coordinate the celebrations. To make the most of this opportunity, it is time to think creatively, join hands, and start making plans on how to make this year a memorable one. The Blue Growth Strategy is a move in the right direction. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shimimba, for those important remarks. And indeed, we would like to appreciate the strong and standing partnership of FAO with IGAD on a number of initiatives and programs, including the Blue Economy. Now I have the honor of inviting His Excellency Ambassador Hans Hendrik to make your remarks. Thank you.
Good morning. IGAD Chairperson, His Excellency Dr. Jibril, Minister of Finance of Sudan, Her Excellency Minister of Transport of the Republic of Ethiopia, Dagmawit, Your Excellency Dr. Workney, Executive Secretary of IGAD, Your Excellencies, Ministers, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I'm very pleased to make this statement on behalf of the government of Sweden and to witness this historical moment of validation and endorsement of the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy 21 to 2025. Sweden is happy to have partnered with IGAD on this very important topic of blue economy. Sweden's partnership with IGAD is long-standing and goes back already to 1986. We are partnering with IGAD Secretariat on multiple fronts, ranging from peace and security, sustainable national resource management, resilience building, disaster risk reduction, trade and regional integration, as well as refugee management. Just last week, we held our annual partnership meeting in Djibouti, in which we reviewed progress, but also challenges in the areas of our collaboration. One of the areas of special attention for Sweden is sustainable environment and national resource management. Sweden is currently contributing to the efforts of making blue economy work for vulnerable people, while also ensuring environmental sustainability. In this regard, we're also supporting the African Union in rolling out components of the African Blue Economy Strategy by working with regional economic communities and selected member countries. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate IGAD for being one of the first in developing a regional blue economy strategy based on the framework provided by the African Blue Economy Strategy. For Sweden, one of the reasons for putting emphasis on blue economy is that it provides livelihood for millions of vulnerable people globally and in Africa. If harnessed well, it can be a sustainable source of economic growth. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in a few months, it will be 50 years since the first United Nations Conference on Human Environment, 1972 Stockholm Conference was held. Consequently, the government of Sweden, together with the government of Kenya, will host a high-level UN meeting in June 2022 to commemorate this anniversary. We call it the Stockholm Plus 50 International Conference. The aim is to contribute to the acceleration of a transformation that leads to sustainable and green economies, more jobs, and a healthy planet for all, where no one is left behind. Already back in 1972, pollution of the seas was recognized as a threat to human development. And it's actually sad to see that no real significant progress has been made to date, and we may have to do more. As with climate change, the deterioration of marine environments hits the poorest and most vulnerable the hardest. Saving our oceans and inland water is a matter of justice. It has existential consequences and threatens the security of millions of people. It is against this background that the government of Sweden has decided to scale up its contribution for ensuring conservation and sustainable utilization of biodiversity in Africa. Once again, I would like to congratulate the IGAD region for being in the forefront in embracing sustainable blue economy by considering a strategic framework which guides not only policy direction at member state level, but also at regional cooperation as well. I would like to mention that it's also our hope that the ongoing collaboration between the Swedish Agency for Marine and Water Management and IGAD will enable experience sharing and coordination between the agencies. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate Sweden's commitment to work with IGAD and its member states and other stakeholders in this endeavor to bring about a vibrant, sustainable blue economy sector in the region. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. And indeed, it is very true that the partnership of IGAD and Sweden is as old as IGAD itself, because they came right to the scene in 1986 when the doors of IGAD was opened. And indeed, we are so grateful that you've continued to stand with us through this journey together. And we extend our appreciation to the people of Sweden for this kind heart and gesture towards the region. Now, it's my pleasure to invite His Excellency Jebriel Ibrahim Mohammed, the Minister of Finance, Economic Planning of the Republic of Sudan, but also as the chair for IGAD. Please, we receive your statement.
Thank you very much. Addressing this meeting as chairperson of IGAD, rather than Minister of Finance for Sudan. Your Excellency, Madam Dakmawit, the Minister of Transport and Logistics of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, and the guest of honor. Your Excellency, Muhammad Abdulgadir Musa, Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development of the Republic of Djibouti. Your Excellency, Onioti, well, excuse me for mispronouncing, Onioti Adigo, Minister of Livestock and Fisheries of the Republic of South Sudan. Your Excellency, Sam Chepteris, Minister of Water and Environment of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency, Mahat Muhammad Hassan, Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Marine Transport, the Federal Republic of Somalia. Your Excellency, Dr. Francis Otieno Awino, well, these lower names are difficult ones, a Principal Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries, and cooperatives for the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency, Dr. Warkana, Executive Secretary of IGAD. Your Excellency, Dr. Hans Henrik, Ambassador of Sweden to Ethiopia. Your Excellency, Dr. Shimimba David, FAOSOP Regional Coordinator for East Africa. Ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, reps of our development partners, representatives of different media outlets, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Very good morning to you all. Let me start by thanking you and thanking the government and people of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia for hosting this meeting and for the hospitality accorded to all delegations. I would like to thank our guest of honor, Her Excellency, Madame Dakmawit, at this ministerial meeting to adopt the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy. My thanks and appreciations are extended to IGAD Secretariat for their valuable or invaluable work in preparing for this meeting and the preceding one of the technical experts, and for the efforts exerted in drafting the IGAD regional strategy on blue economy and implementation plans. I would like to thank the European Union, the government of Sweden, and other development partners for their support and appreciated contribution that enabled us to be here this morning. Thanks are due to the technical experts and to all the staff of IGAD Secretariat for preparing the documents and support materials, as well as to the management and staff of at this hotel. Thank you all for sparing an invaluable time from your tight schedules to come and take part in this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of the IGAD regional strategy on blue economy cannot be overstated. It is vital in transforming the region and achieving our strategic objective of having a peaceful, prosperous, and integrated region. It is also important in implementing the African blue economy strategy adopted by our heads of states and governments in 2022. Moreover, it is important in achieving sustainable development in IGAD member states. Investing in the untapped, huge potential of the blue economy in the IGAD region will contribute to the main pillars of IGAD interventions. The blue economy will have positive impact on peace and security, environment protection, food security, social development, and economic cooperation among regional members. The blue economy sectors contribute to vital areas such as job creation, empowerment of women and youth, nutrition, food security, achieving balanced development, and social cohesion within countries, energy security, economic diversification, environmental sustainability, enhancing trade, stemming illegal immigration, and regional integration. Therefore, it is evident that harnessing the blue economy potential will enable us to achieve the objectives of our region and Vision 2050. At the early stages of implementing IGAD regional blue economy strategy, we need the support of our partners in areas such as aligning the national blue economy strategies with the regional ones, enhancing coordination and synergy among the different sectors of the blue economy, building the capacity of our national and regional institutions, raising awareness about the potential of the blue economy, research and resources mobilization. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we embark on implementing this regional strategy, we hope that the geopolitical developments in the world will not impact us negatively in the IGAD region. The last thing that this region needs is to turn into a battleground for international and regional rivalries and competition. Due to the host of challenges we face, peace and security, economy, environment, food security, others, IGAD needs the appreciated support of all regional and international partners. I conclude my welcoming remarks by renewing our thanks to IGAD Secretariat and to all our partners, wishing the participants a fruitful deliberations and valuable outcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister and IGAD Chair, for those very kind remarks, and we greatly appreciate the support provided through the Office of the Chair. Now I have the singular pleasure of inviting our guest of honor and our host for this important gathering, Her Excellency Dagmawit Moges Bekele. I know you have had a very heavy schedule, but you were able to make time to be with us here this morning, and we really thank you, and we welcome your official opening statement. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Good morning to you all. Your Excellency, Dr. Warqina Gabayo, Executive Secretary of Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD. Your Excellency, Gabriel Ibrahim Mohammed, Minister of Finance of Sudan. Your Excellency, Honorable Sam Chiptoris, Minister of Water and Environment of Uganda. Your Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Abubakar Musa, Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development of Djibouti. Your Excellency, Dr. Francis Otenyo Oweno, Principal Secretary, State Department of Fisheries, Aquaculture and Blue Economy of Kenya. Your Excellency, Mahad Mohammed Hassan, Deputy Minister of Ports and Marine Transport of Somalia. Your Excellency, Honorable Otonio Odingo, Minister of Livestock and Fisheries of South Sudan. Distinguished ambassadors, distinguished delegates and participants, all protocol observed, and greetings to all of you, and very good morning again. On behalf of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Ministry of Transport and Logistics, it's my pleasure to welcome you all at the Ministerial Validation Meeting of IGAD's Blue Economy Strategy in the beautiful city of Addis Ababa. At the onset, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to IGAD and the experts who are working day and night in the development of this important regional strategy. Excellencies, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. The blue economy has been described as the new frontier of African Renaissance, with the potential to create wealth, promote trade, generate economic growth, transform lives. As a minister representing one of the landlocked nations in the region, I appreciate the development of this strategy, which incorporates a new approach of accommodating lakes, rivers, groundwater, and other water bodies to the concept of regional blue economy. This regional strategy will enable us to utilize an established sectors such as fisheries, tourism, marine transport, and shipping, and maritime biotechnology, marine robotics, blue carbon finance, and marine and aquatic renewable energy. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my ministry has endeavored in establishing a conducive environment for the blue economy development. We have capacitated the sector with the national transport policy, national logistics policy, and equipped with a number of strategies, including national logistics strategy. Our transport policy and logistics policy both consider blue economy as one of the sector's policy issues. The national logistics strategy, which has key strategies, 6 key strategies, 22 sub-strategies, and 98 interventions, is envisioned to transform the logistics sector of Ethiopia to a level of global best practices and make Ethiopia competitive in the International Logistics Performance Index. For this, the sector is strengthening its implementation capacity by establishing a well-integrated institutional framework backed with a swift decision-making National Logistics Council. Recently, my ministry has taken the initiative to draft a national blue economy strategy, which is aimed at establishing a strong blue economy sector that will contribute for the economic development of my country. Blue economy is also among the main strategic focus areas of our 10-year perspective plan. Hence, we are working to achieve the goals of the strategy, especially focusing on excelling in shipping services, port development, seafarers training, ship registration, and other marine services. While we are striving to put the cornerstone for the building of national blue economy, we are grateful that IGAD's initiative brought us here together to create regional integration. To this end, it's important to harness the voice of all member states, the youth, women, scientists, and private sector in this strategy. It's my hope that everyone present here presents their views and ideas to advance the blue economy agenda of our region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I would like to recognize the effort made by IGAD in convening responsible ministers of blue economy from all of the regional member states so that we can sit together and determine on how we can utilize the blue potential we have in the region in pursuit of making the best outcome of a unified, sustainable blue economy. There is no alternative to cooperate and coordinate among us. Together, we can tackle the economic and food insecurity challenge we have and ensure our regional prosperity. Therefore, I would urge us all to build on a consensus to achieve sustainable development goals of the UN through sustainable approach of management of our blue resources in this meeting. Thank you all for your kind attention, and I look forward for fruitful deliberation and concrete outcomes of this meeting. Let's all together think blue. Thank you so much.
Indeed, let us all together think blue. And I think that is a very, very powerful and inspiring statement. And thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And again, we want to thank you. We can't thank you enough for your time. And we have been informed by your team that you will be leaving soon due to also other official state functions. But we want to thank you very much for making time to join us this morning. Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Now, also on record, before we finish the official opening ceremony, allow me to recognize a statement that we received from Her Excellency Ambassador Josepha Correa Sacco, the AUC Commissioner for Rural Economy, Agriculture and Blue Economy, and Sustainable Environment, who was not able to join us. But she sends her congratulatory message to IGAD and the member states for a huge milestone that we have made today. Having said that, we now come to the official closing of the opening ceremony, and my tenure as the Master of Ceremony ends at this point, and I'll be handing over to the IGAD Chair, who will lead us through the rest of the program. And I want to thank you all for being very attentive and being participatory to this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the facilitator for the wonderful job he has done. We are running behind time, so if you don't mind, would like to continue rather than breaking for coffee. We should go straight to invite the reps of the different states, whether ministers or representatives, to deliver their speeches. So let's go straight for Djibouti. His Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Qadir.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Excellence, Monsieur le Président de l'IGAD et ministre des Finances et de l'Économie du Soudan, Monsieur le ministre,
Minister of Logistics of
Monsieur le secrétaire exécutif de l'IGAD, Monsieur les représentants de la délégation de l'Union européenne, Monsieur les représentants et coordonnateurs de la FAO, Monsieur l'ambassadeur de la Suède, chers participants, Mesdames et Messieurs, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. C'est pour moi un grand plaisir d'être parmi vous pour prendre part aux travaux de cette rencontre de haut niveau consacrée à l'adoption de la stratégie de l'économie bleue de l'IGAD 2025. D'emblée, je souhaite remercier le gouvernement et le peuple de l'Éthiopie pour leur accueil chaleureux qui nous a été réservé depuis notre arrivée dans cette belle ville d'Addis Ababa, berceau de l'humanité. Je remercie également la délégation de l'Union européenne, la Suède et l'IGAD pour leur contribution quant à l'organisation de cette réunion ministérielle. Permettez-moi de vous rappeler que la présente rencontre qui nous réunit aujourd'hui constitue le prolongement de différentes initiatives entreprises par l'Union africaine pour un développement durable, inclusif de notre continent. Ainsi, la mise en œuvre de cette stratégie régionale sur l'économie bleue arrive à point nommé pour jeter les jalons. Une transformation socio-économique inclusive, intégrée et durable pour notre région. Mesdames et Messieurs, le concept de l'économie bleue qui est apparu dans les années 1990 et qui reflète dans l'agenda 2030 ODD 14 constitue à ce jour un modèle économique durable qui vise à promouvoir une croissance intelligente, inclusive et durable. Une croissance qui permet de préserver l'environnement marin et améliorer les moyens de subsistance des populations tout en garantissant une durabilité environnementale des océans et des zones côtières. L'économie bleue doit englober toutes les activités économiques qui dépendent directement de l'océan ou du littoral. Pêcherie, aquaculture, pétrole, gaz en mer, exploitation minière, énergie océanique, dessalement, transport maritime et tourisme. Mesdames et Messieurs, la République de Djibouti possède un littoral qui s'étend sur 372 km² des côtes où se concentre l'essentiel des écosystèmes marins et des ressources halieutiques, comme les mangroves, les récifs coralliens, les zones humides et les sites ornithologiques. En outre, Djibouti jouit d'une biodiversité relativement riche et a entrepris les démarches nécessaires pour la mise en place d'un cadre propice favorisant sa protection. À ce titre d'information, la biodiversité terrestre et marine confondue compte au total plus de 1400 espèces animalières et 844 espèces végétales. De plus, Djibouti abrite des espèces endémiques telles que le francolin, la gazelle beira, le palmier géant ou le requin baleine. Malheureusement, cette riche biodiversité dont dépendent beaucoup d'activités vitales pour l'homme est menacée par des actions anthropiques, comme le déboisement, la pollution et les pêches illicites. Pour faire face à ces menaces, la République de Djibouti s'est dotée d'un ensemble de documents de référence et d'instruments juridiques contraignants pour protéger son environnement marin et côtier. Mesdames et Messieurs, l'objectif principal de cette réunion de haut niveau consiste à valider la stratégie régionale de l'économie bleue. Cet important document va orienter et structurer la mise en œuvre de manière effective l'économie bleue au niveau régional et national. Il met aussi en exergue le renforcement de la coopération et l'intégration régionale pour la protection de l'environnement côtier et marin. Il est important de noter qu'un développement fondé sur l'économie bleue passe par la participation de tous, à tous les niveaux et à toutes les étapes. À ce titre, la mise en œuvre de cette stratégie doit engager nos pays respectifs dans un processus de développement axé sur l'utilisation responsable et raisonnable de nos richesses aquatiques pour répondre aux besoins et aspirations de nos populations. Avant de clôturer mon allocution, je réitère mes remerciements aux organisateurs et souhaite valider la stratégie de l'économie bleue de l'IGAD 2021-2025. Je vous remercie pour votre aimable attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I have been reminded that I missed a very important step. We have to adopt the agenda first. So, is there any problem with adopting the agenda? Any comments? Or we consider the agenda adopted? Okay, we consider it adopted. Then I invite the delegates to report on the blue economy strategy. And before that, we excuse the minister, Madam the Minister, to catch her report in the Parliament. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for it.
Important role that the blue economy plays in the socio-economic development. Cognizant of the important role that the blue economy plays in the socio-economic development and transformation of the region, IGAD has embarked on the adoption of the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy to raise awareness on the prospects of ocean or inland waters related industries and the blue growth principles for promoting and sustaining accelerated economic growth, shared prosperity, climate resilience, and peace in the Horn of Africa.
The economic mainstay of the IGAD region is agriculture and aquatic resources, which in turn is mainly dependent on biological diversity and its integrity. Sustainable management and conservation of biodiversity resources in our region is therefore the basis for our economic and social development and can also constitute a base for preserving peace and boosting regional integration.
Through the support of the Swedish government, IGAD launched the Blue Economy Project in Djibouti City in Djibouti. This was followed by a series of national validation workshops on the baseline assessment reports on the contribution of blue economy to the sustainable economic development of member states.
There is the issue of the management investment that looks at the science. What is the value of investment? How much we have investment? What are we losing economically?
The project objectives are to establish a functional blue economy structure at IGAD to cater for the regional and national needs, to assess the impact of pollution and develop mitigation measures on aquatic biodiversity and ecosystem, to increase research and knowledge management dissemination on key policies and practices among the member states. The IGAD Blue Economy Strategy stems structuring of the blue economy in IGAD member states, reinforcing traditional sectors and developing emerging sectors, strengthening regional cooperation and integration, and implementation of regional initiatives.
So, the rapporteur, you have something for us? Please.
Good morning to you all, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Your Excellency Mr. Ambassador, and senior government officials. Thank you for allowing me to report on the regional IGAD's Blue Economy Strategy. So I will follow with you from the slide. The technical experts have been working on this for the past 2 days, so we'll see the report together. Next, please. So the blue economy definition by IGAD incorporate the concept of blue economy includes the stimulus promotion of economic growth, environmental sustainability, social inclusion, and a strengthening of ocean ecosystem. So the IGAD definition proposed this. The blue economy is a set of human activities that, on the one hand, organized in an integrated, fair, and circular manner. The production, distribution, trade, and consumption of goods and services relating from both the exploitation of aquatic resources and from the use of supports that constitute aquatic environments, and on the other hand, contribute to improve the health status of aquatic ecosystems by implementing productive and restorative measures. And the definition and all the concept of blue economy designed by IGAD is in line with the blue economy of African Union. Next, please. Diagnostics. The resources we have as a region was evaluated and the potentials are set here. Regarding fisheries, 1 million ton of fish with value added of 600 million USD potential and 500,000 direct jobs. In our region, we have this potential. For blue tourism, revenue can be multiplied, therefore, to reach around 24 billion US dollar per year. For a value added, it's around $8 billion. Ecotourism and other forms of environmentally friendly tourism activities. From mineral extraction industries, seabed and lake-bed mining is currently underdeveloped. So, as IGAD member states, it's unknown. The potential, we haven't even figured it out yet. Coming to marine, river, and lake transport, ports, and related services, such as shipping and shipbuilding, are currently developing quickly with massive infrastructure planned and under construction in coastal countries and on lakes. Next, please. Aquaculture, we have around 140,000 tons in 2019, compared to less than 1,000 tons in 1999, with a value added generated of 50 million US dollar. Renewable blue energy. Potential is still untapped, as it is estimated that less than 10% of this is used. For offshore wind turbines and floating solar panel, waves and geothermal energy, we have not yet received specific attention to those, so we don't have the exact data for this potential. Desalination and maritime biotechnology and bioprospecting under developments with specific prospects. Still, we don't have a data for this as well, unfortunately. So, conservation and protection of blue ecosystem, only 19 marine protected areas composed to the 126 terrestrial protected area, covering 30% of the IGAD country territory. Next, please. Coming to the challenge we have in the region, we specifically set only 4 challenges, and those basic challenges we have as a region. The first challenge is poverty. the challenge which contributes for us not to use the blue resource of our region. The first is poverty, livelihoods, gender balance, and cross-cutting challenge among those 6 points. The second is we have too little value creation of blue products and services. We haven't still done added values to our marine products and blue resources. The third one is lack of knowledge and awareness of blue potential we have as a region. As I've shown you earlier, we haven't even discovered, or we couldn't set a data for how much the potentials we have in some areas of the blue potential. The other one is insufficient structuring of implementing of blue economy and forming blue economy initiatives. The last one is absence of accounting for blue economy activities, which is auditing of our activities in blue economy, and we do not have a management tool for this as well. This is another challenge we have. Next, please. Coming to the main points of the strategy, which is strategic axis of interventions. The first axis we have set as an IGAD countries is the first one is structuring of blue economy in IGAD member states. The second one is reinforcing traditional sectors that are still existing in our hand and developing those another emerging new sectors in the sector, in the blue economy sector. The third axis is implementation of regional initiatives. Implementation of regional initiatives, which include the IGAD and AU and related areas. So axis 4 is strengthening of regional cooperation and integration. Next, please. Definition of blue economy's field of application. Having in mind that the blue economy is implemented to resolve recurring and one-off problems and to improve the existing blue economy and to innovate and develop new ways to value the blue potential. And the next is knowledge of blue potential and constraints. Coordination to ensure inclusiveness for women, youth, and vulnerable part of the community. Organizing dialogues and the development of collective action. And reinforcing the public-private partnership and having the expertise and tools in the region and evaluate program made periodically, which is part of the auditing system. And communication, awareness creation, dissemination, and visibility in different levels. And the final one is financing. Next, please. Under Axis 2, which is reinforcing traditional sectors and developing emerging sectors, we focus on the fishery and aquaculture sector. And under fishery and aquaculture sector, development, sustainable fishery management, strengthen resilience and reduce vulnerable and climate impacts, and accelerating the development of aquaculture, empower women and youth in aquaculture. Mineral extraction industry. Under mineral extraction industry, promotes, develop, and in the mineral extraction area or the sector of blue economy. Marine, river, and lake transport, port, and related services, promoting conductive and competitive environments, and ensuring security, safety in the maritime and lake areas of the region. Desalination. Under desalination, develop integrated desalination salt production system is another issue to be addressed under Access 2. And marine biotechnology and bioprospecting, promote the development of biotechnology and bioprospecting in this regard. Next, please. When we come to Axis 3, it's about implementing regional initiatives. Under this regional initiative, the first is pollution and plastic-free coastal and river and lake issues. This is also related to source-to-sea pollution, are also included in this part, and neutral carbon balance programs and ecological health and human well-being are also included under Axis 3. Exploitation of blue emerging on the coastal, at sea, on lake and river, geothermal, inshore and offshore wind farms is tied to energy are the areas to be addressed under Axis 3. Next, please. The fourth one is, Axis 4 is strengthening regional cooperation and integration. This is the key parts as an IGAD region where we have to work hard among ourselves and with our financial support givers or donors. The first one is research and training. This must be organized on the regional scale to meet the challenge of lack of knowledge. We could say, or potential and expertise in the field of blue economy, both scientific and technological and practical expertise in this regard. The second one is the development of inter-regional blue economy trade in part of the regional integration scheme advocated by IGAD, and in the broader context, the African Continental Free Trade Area. So we have to develop an inter-regional BE trade relation. The third one is the development of Blue Tourism Charter. And in this, in line with the sustainable tourism objective of the region, the Axis 4 accommodates the development of Blue Tourism Charter under this. Next, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we go back to the statements. We go for Ethiopia, please.
Good morning. Please allow me to read the statement by Her Excellency Minister Dagmawit Moges, Minister of Transport and Logistics of Ethiopia. Excellency Ministers, Excellency Permanent Secretary, Your Excellency the Ambassador, senior government officials, technical experts, facilitators, member of the press, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. On behalf of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, I recognize the importance of reaching and understanding of the need for regional collaboration for a positive utilization of our blue potentials. As a minister from landlocked states, I appreciate the incorporation of lakes, rivers, groundwaters, and other water bodies to the regional concept of the blue economy. I also reconfirm the existing long-term objectives for sustainable management of natural resources and effective environmental protection of the IGAD region and beyond. My government gives due attention to blue resources that are threatened by multiple accounts like climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution, including source-to-sea pollution, as well as threats to security like illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, piracy, and illicit trade inter alia. I would like to acknowledge the need to seize opportunities for growth and decent job creation in the blue economy by promoting research, technology transfer, and industrial partnerships across the region. Public-private partnership and facilitating networking amongst member states. In parallel, this regional strategy will continue to provide a clear message to international, regional, and bilateral and international financial institutions and the private sector about the urgency of their contribution to the implementation of this strategy. I reaffirm Ethiopia's commitment to the domestication of the regional blue economy strategy into relevant national strategies and promotes blue economy governance in appropriate institutional frameworks. I thank you very much.
And next is Kenya.
Honorable Ministers and representatives of governments, Excellencies, Ambassadors, heads of delegations, the IGAD Executive Secretary, the IGAD Secretariat, participants from member states, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to join you all in this ministerial meeting to validate the Intergovernmental Authority on Development Blue Economy Strategy. I bring you the best regards and warm greetings from the government of Kenya on this important course. Ladies and gentlemen, the economic philosophy of blue economy was initially discussed at the United Nations University in the early 1990s with the aim of reflecting on the needs of growth and prosperity along with threats posed by global warming. The third Addis Summit Conference in 2012 focused on expanding the concept of green economy to include the blue economy, bringing to the fore the emerging global focus on this sector. The Sustainable Blue Economy Conference held in November 2018 in Nairobi was an eye-opener to the opportunities and challenges for the blue economy growth. The conference caused a Nairobi statement of intent on advancing a sustainable blue economy. The conference statement highlighted a number of actions that include the need to, number one, promote action-oriented global strategies that places people and the blue economy resources at the center of sustainable development. Two, promote collaboration for sustainable partnerships and projects in the various sectors of the blue economy. Three, mobilize finances from the public and private sources. Four, promote access to technologies and innovations. Five, share best practices. Six, capacity building. Seven, promote gender equality and the role and participation of women and youth in the blue economy. Eight, strengthen science and research to generate and disseminate evidence-based knowledge and information as well as to inform policy and decision-making. 9, strengthen governance mechanisms. And finally, 10, development of African continental blue economy strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, in furtherance of the commitment for an African blue economy strategy during the conference, the African Union Specialized Technical Committee on Agriculture, Rural Development, Water, Environment endorsed the AU Blue Economy Strategy in October 2019, which was subsequently adopted by the AU heads of states and governments in February 2020. The strategy was launched with the theme, Developing a Sustainable Blue Economy, Increasing Momentum for Africa's Blue Growth. Ladies and gentlemen, I note with great pleasure that in response to the Sustainable Blue Economy Conference 2018 commitment to promote collaboration for sustainable partnerships and projects in the various sectors of the blue economy, IGAD developed a 5-year blue economy strategy 2021-2025 and its implementation plan, which is aligned with the Africa's blue economy strategy. I wish to recognize and thank the EU for the financial support extended to IGAD towards the development of the strategy. I equally applaud IGAD member states and parties for their input into this critical process. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather here for the ministerial validation of this strategy with a conviction that all the IGAD member states and parties are committed to its implementation at both regional and individual national levels. In this regard, I urge member states to mobilize resources in supporting development for sustainable management of the blue economy as proposed in the regional strategy. I reiterate and reaffirm Kenya's commitment to this cause and that we remain a champion of the sustainable blue economy at the global and regional level. In our own right, Kenya is making immense developments in growing the sector and its contribution to socio-economic development and improve livelihoods for its population. This strategy has indeed come at the right moment for us as a country when we are in the process of developing a national blue economy strategy, marine fisheries master plan, and blue economy research strategy, amongst other legislations. Indeed, we stand to borrow a lot from the document through this process. On the global scene, Kenya has continued to make her mark in advancing the development of blue economy. Allow me to highlight just a few of these contributions in this forum. Number one, Kenya is among the 14 founding member countries of the high-level panel on sustainable ocean economy. Second, it is also the champion of the Commonwealth Blue Charter Action Group on Blue Economy. 3, Kenya is also a member of the Global Ocean Alliance, which targets to have 30% of its water under national jurisdiction under highly protected marine protected areas by 2030, which is one of the commitments by the high-level panel on sustainable blue economy. Further, Kenya is a member of the Ocean Decade Alliance that is instrumental in catalyzing support for the United Nations Ocean Decade of Science, where His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is a patron on the invitation of UNESCO. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of its contribution to global blue economy championing, the government of Kenya and that of Portugal will be jointly co-hosting the second United Nations Ocean Conference in Lisbon, Portugal, from 27th June to 2nd July this year. I therefore take this opportunity on behalf of the government of Kenya to formally invite you to join us in this global feat. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to our concerted efforts at both the individual member states and regional levels towards implementing this strategy for blue economy development. I thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah, sorry. Good morning, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, IGAD Executive Secretariat, Dr. Wokne, the chairperson, Gabriel Ibrahim, the ambassador of Sweden, and the 4 regional representatives. All protocol is observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. It's an honor for me to join you this historic event, which we are going to validate the IGAD strategy of blue economy, which is very, very crucial document for the region. As a Somalia, we are very committed to invest the blue economy because the maritime resources that we have in the region, we cannot take the advantage of our maritime resources unless we come together and keep together and work together and no one left behind. As you are aware, all of you, the region is suffering for so many challenges, including the poverty, the food insecurity, and the other issues related to the crisis and the emergencies, whether it is the climatic shocks, droughts, famine, desert locust, and also the conflicts. Unless we come together and invest our maritime resource, we will not get out from this status quo. We are very glad now that we are planning to invest or adopting or validating strategies to invest in the blue economy. As you are aware, the blue economy is a new notion, almost 10 to 12 years old, but it is very crucial and very important because of that plan. There is a lot of economic initiatives going on here and there in the region or the globe. All of them, they are interested to the ocean resources and the coastal resources. Whether it's Belt and Road Initiative, whether it's the P3W Build Back Better Wall. It was just 6 months back, June 2021, economic initiative P3W has been launched, and the target is the low and middle income countries. And we are the countries that in the category of low and middle income countries. But in the region specifically, and the continent, generically, we have got enough resources. Unless we build a system, we cannot take the advantage and capitalize the resources that we have here in Africa. Thanks to the international community for the support and the aid, but we don't want it to be aid dependency anymore, as much as we have got resources. To be honest, I'm a medical doctor by background. Before I joined to the politics, I was working in the humanitarian sector and the health sector, the food security and nutrition, the health and the humanitarian crisis. I always ask myself, why the African people generally and the IGAD member states, societies are suffering with all that resources. It's all about we need to build our systems which can serve our communities. And to build a system, you need to invest and to have vision, policies, and plan. So this document will be part of those crucial documents or crucial, steps that we are taking to take the advantage of our resources, to save the lives and to improve the humanity and the livelihood of our community. And when you are going to build a system, you need to have a workforce, the human capital. You need to have a knowledge and science, innovations, systems. That is why we need to collaborate and to coordinate the rest of the world. Thanks to the Swedish government, they are one of the countries who have advanced knowledge in the maritime sector. And they are the one who supported this important event that we come together and discuss and have a plan to take the advantage of our maritime resource. Coming back to, I here represent the federal government of Somalia, I'm the Deputy Minister of Ports and Marine Transport. I think you are aware Somalia is a coastal state, but we are not a member of maritime nation. You can understand, to be a member of maritime nation, you have to have so many things in place, like the services, the knowledge, the infrastructure, all that things. Unless we cooperate and coordinate with the member states in the region, we cannot achieve that goal. That's why this event is very important for us and for our fellow members, whether they are coastal states or landlocked. We need to work together to aim the success. And you know, in this world, success is not the destination, it's just a journey, because demands and the challenges are emerging each after one. Somalia is taking further steps to ensure maritime affairs and the blue economy, which is very, very important. Such steps could play a vital role in our social economic development, and the evidence shows that the potential for trade in Somalia is very crucial. Rebuilding and managing and diversifying the marine resources is essential to strengthen food security and coastal livelihood. We cannot take the advantage of our maritime resources unless we use a method and methodology which can sustain the living organisms and the environment of the maritime. So we need to have policies and rules and regulations which can take care even the living organisms, and to avoid the pollution and destruction of the coastal environment. It's not a mystery to everyone in this room that Somalia has rich marine assets, but Somalia is member of you. The resources that we have is a global resource at the end of the day. It's a regional resources. And we cannot take the advantage unless we come together and capitalize together in a very positive way, which is one of the things that we want to make Somalia out of the poverty and the aid dependence. We have been in very chaos state for a long time. So we need in very short time, 10 or 15 years, to be a donor, at least in Africa, because of maritime and the maritime resources, with your support and with your help. Generally speaking, we live in a region which is especially increasing pollution. It is very essential to consider IGAD region, to avoid and minimize, mitigate the pollution which is harming our coastal, our ocean, and the resources. I believe we can innovate and develop new ways to value the blue potential, as well as coherent collective initiative in which to enhance the capacity and capabilities that we have to better mobilize the shared resources, which can be very, very important for this region to come out from the poverty and the low and middle income countries to be a high income country. Finally, I like to thank the host country for the warm welcoming and the hospitality. I also thank IGAD Secretariat for the tremendous leadership and the commitments to be able to overcome this high-level meeting and the experts meeting for the last 2 days, also the ministerial meeting for the adaptation of IGAD Blue Economy Strategy. We as a Somali government, I just wanted to assure you that we are very committed to work with the region and the rest of the world. Unless we come together and keep together and work together, we cannot take the advantage of the resources that we have, each of us. So we need to be united, and we have to invest in the knowledge and the innovation and the ethic of the maritime knowledge. On top of that, last, not the least, my appreciation to the technical experts who worked tirelessly last 2 days to validate IGAD Blue Economy Strategy 2021-2025. I was thinking if we can make the document in 2022, because we are in 2022, we have already passed 2021. So at least to make it 2022 to 2026. But I can understand the technical issues, which is, making to make it 2021, and I'm sure you have been discussed. Finally, I thank you, and I wish you a very productive day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. The turn is for South Sudan. Minister Oniati.
Your Excellency, the Minister of Finance for Sudan and the Chair of IGAD region, Honorable Minister of Transport, Logistics, Federal Republic of Ethiopia, although she is not here, the one representing her, Honorable Dr. Wakin, IGAD Executive Secretary, His Excellency the Ambassador of Sweden, His Excellency Dr. Shamba Fau, Sub-Regional Coordinator for East Africa and representative of AU, Honorable Ministers and distinguished guests, I bring to you greetings from the people and the government of the Republic of South Sudan. Good morning, all of you. But first of all, let me take this opportunity to thank the government of the Republic of Ethiopia and the people of Ethiopia for hosting this wonderful gathering of the IGAD Ministerial meeting. This important meeting has brought together for the first time all the IGAD ministers in charge of fisheries, blue economy. As visual stakeholders and beneficiaries to this noble task of developing the blue economy, which will support us through jobs creation, mainstreaming of food and nutrition security for the social well-being of the people of IGAD region, Africa, indeed the world at large. The development of IGAD Blue Economy Strategy 2012 to 2025 is coming as a milestone to implementation of CADP Malabo Declaration and meeting the African Union 2063 transformation agenda of inclusive growth, sustainable development. This transformation agenda help in growth of African young economies like that of my country, Republic of South Sudan. I'm aware of the launch of IGAD Blue Economy Strategy in South Sudan. It was conducted late last year in Juba, and it is aligned with the African Union Commission Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy, and Sustainable Environment, where African Union Inter-Africa Bureau for Animal Resource, AU-IBA, is its is its technical arm. This strategy also reinforced the adoption of the African Fisheries Reform Mechanism, a coherent AU-based continental platform. Honorable Ministers, it is our responsibility, that of the people of IGAD region, under our leadership, to uphold the developed Blue Economy Strategy for the year 2021-2025 for our region. I also take this opportunity to commend IGAD Secretariat for their effort to support member states update their national strategy on blue economy. As we all know, South Sudan is a landlocked country which is richly endowed with adequate resources, wildlife conservation, agriculture, tourism potentials, and opportunities such as wetland, the largest in the continent, covering a vast ground of 57,000 kilometers with the potential for competing with the oil sector that is currently the main revenue resource in the country. The vast water bodies have continued to provide the country with huge fisheries resource with an excellent biodiversity, wildlife, environmental functions. IGAD have also organized subsequent Blue Economy virtual meetings during the COVID-19 peak time, in which the Director General of Fisheries, Agriculture Development have the key issues in this virtual meeting with the call from the IGAD member states that blue economy should not be limited to maritime coastal countries, but also should be expanded to include the inland countries like South Sudan and Uganda. The government of the Republic of South Sudan appreciates the fact that the IGAD Regional Blue Economy Strategy 2021-2025 is now validated and ready to be demonstrated in our respective countries. South Sudan will develop its national blue economy strategy and action plan based on this validated IGAD Regional Blue Economy Strategy 2021-2022. This will help the country mobilize the required resources and set up coordination mechanism. And because we in the inland countries have significant and developed fisheries, biodiversity, tourism, navigation, the oil and gas industry, among other sources of livelihood. And I want to reiterate my thanks to IGAD Secretariat and our development partners, EU and Sweden, for accepting this call from the member states. If we do this strategy, then what remains for IGAD Secretariat now is the development of IGAD Regional Blue Economy Coordination, stakeholders engagement, and communication strategy, and that I wish to submit to for your due attention. And finally, South Sudan appreciates the Swedish government for having funded this crucial economic sector, for having chosen IGAD to lead the process. We equally thank IGAD for the work well done and look forward to implementation of the strategy on the ground. Also, let me also thank the technical team which was working within these few days tirelessly for the success of this. So as mentioned by the minister before, let us have blue economy for all, and let us think blue, as he mentioned. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Now I invite Ambassador Majdi Faddal to present the statement of Sudan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Dr. Jibril Ibrahim Muhammad, Minister of Finance and Economic Planning of the Republic of the Sudan and Chairperson of the IGAD Ministerial Committee on Blue Economy. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It gives me great pleasure and honor to address this August gathering on behalf of His Excellency Dr. Jibril Ibrahim Muhammad, Minister of Finance and Economic Planning of the Republic of the Sudan and Chairperson of the IGAD Committee, Ministerial Committee on Blue Economy. And I quote, I would like to extend my thanks and appreciation to the government and people of the sisterly Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for the hospitality accorded to all delegations participating in this important meeting, to the IGAD Secretariat under the able leadership of His Excellency Dr. Warkana Debriehu, the Executive Secretary of IGAD, to our development partners, and to the technical team for the excellent preparation and a mission well done preparing for this meeting. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you are all aware that Sudan is endowed with high potentiality in blue economy resources. These include the Red Sea, the River Nile and its tributaries, and underground water, which is a considerable source of fresh water for more than 80% of the country's population. These ecosystems support several blue economy sectors, such as maritime shipping ports, maritime shipping and transport, fisheries and aquaculture, environmental tourism, and mining. In addition, there are emerging sectors such as desalination, salt, black muds, and gypsum production. Also, there is a high potential sectors including renewable energy production, seabed mining in oil, gas, and mineral resources, as well as marine biotechnology and bioprospecting. In spite of the rich endowments, Sudan is faced with many challenges that hindered the utilization of its blue economy potential. Among these challenges we face are the following. One, unsustainably managed resources leading to environmental pollution. Secondly, weak capacity, inadequate devices for maritime monitoring. Third, lack of comprehensive data coverage. Fourthly, aquaculture development is limited and requires more data for understanding the prerequisites. Fifthly, limited financial support, as the private sector is not attracted to investment in the blue economy sectors. Six, weakness of marketing skills. 7, tourism sector faced with a weakness of infrastructure. 8, and lastly, high cost of inputs for desalination and salt industry. Honorable Ministers, ladies and excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to avail myself of this opportunity to highlight some areas of cooperation that Sudan is looking forward to enhance its partnership with other countries and organizations. These fields include the following: maritime biotechnology and bioprocessing. Secondly, renewable marine energy production. Third, advanced technologies in utilization large aquifers of underground water. Fourthly, development of market access for the fisheries sector. Fifthly, support studies, joint blue economy research in the region, and exchange of researchers and academicians. Sixthly, enhance governance of the blue economy. Seventhly, developing maritime information systems in the regional and establishing awareness platforms. 8, mobilization of financial resources. 9, empowerment of women and promotion of gender mainstreaming approach in all sectors of the blue economy. 10, increasing adaptation and reducing vulnerability to the impacts of climate change on the coastal communities' livelihood. 11, and lastly, improve climate monitoring, early warning systems, and decrease the emission of greenhouse gas emissions and blue carbon sequestration. I would like, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by renewing our gratitude and appreciations to all the member states of IGAD, IGAD Secretariat, our host, the government and people of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, our regional and international partners, for their valuable contribution that enabled us to adopt the IGAD regional strategy on blue economy. End of quote. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Ambassador. Now I invite Honorable Sam Chipretos of Uganda to give his statement.
No, I'm used to being the last always. Everywhere I go, I'm always the last. And it's good to be the youngest. The IGAD Chair and the Minister of Finance of the Republic of Sudan, the Minister of Transport and Logistics of the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, colleague, honorable ministers, the IGAD's Executive Secretary, permanent secretaries, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors, senior government officials, technical officials, facilitators, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and a privilege for me, as the Minister of Water and Environment of Uganda, to participate in this ministerial meeting for the adoption of the IGAD Blue Economy Strategy. Allow me to take this opportunity to convey warm greetings from the government and the people of the Republic of Uganda to you all. the government of the Republic of Uganda wishes to express her gratitude to IGAD at all levels for convening this ministerial meeting for the adoption of IGAD Blue Economy Strategy. And we wish also to express our gratitude to the government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for hosting us here in Addis Ababa and for all the hospitality and the courtesies extended to us. We are very grateful. Colleagues, ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recognize the initiative taken by researchers and the policymakers to define the concept of blue economy beyond oceans, seas, and the coastal areas to include inland water bodies, rivers, lakes, and wetlands, bringing our landlocked countries on board to harness the benefits of these resources. Taking note of the progress so far made, in a special way, I would like to thank our technical officials, interpreters, and translators who worked tirelessly to produce the Blue Economy Strategy document before us for consideration and adoption. Uganda is in full support of the Blue Economy Strategy for its focus and approach to protect, conserve, and promote sustainable utilization of our ecosystems in line with the Blue Economy benefits as early identified at the ever-first global conference on the Blue Economy held in Nairobi, Kenya in 2018. Colleagues, as you all recall, during the above conference, His Excellency Y.K. Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, emphasized the importance of the blue economy as a policy tool for driving socio-economic growth, job creation, and promoting regional peace and stability. In this respect, he brought to the attention of the conference that Uganda was on course with the measures it is undertaking to ensure sustainable use of our aquatic resources. These measures include conducting regular monitoring, control, and surveillance to contain the illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing activities, registration of fishing and transport vessels, protecting catchment areas for water bodies, regulation of land use practices along the shorelines, discouraging cultivation on hills and other fragile ecosystems, and encouraging better farming methods. Uganda is committed to working with her neighbors to enhance gains from shared blue economy resources in line with the African Union Agenda 2063. Uganda appreciates IGAD's efforts in facilitating the implementation of the AU Blue Economy Strategy and pledges to support, taking into account all the benefits ranging from job creation, environmental conservation and protection, food and nutritional security, to maritime security and regional cooperation. In conclusion, I would like to convey my best wishes to all delegations for this very fruitful meeting. I thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Minister Sam. Now I ask the Secretariat to put the document on the screen so that we can discuss the strategy and the resolution.
Good morning, Excellencies, distinguished guests, delegations, ladies and gentlemen, and protocol observed. My name is Mutazia, and I'll be reading out the communique from our team and also delegations. There will be a hard copy distributed by our colleague Iman, and I would like to start when we're ready. Resolution of the Ministries of IGAD members states of the IGAD Regional Blue Economy Strategy. We, the ministers in charge of Blue Economy sector of IGAD member states, namely Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia, South Sudan, Sudan, and Uganda, held a meeting on the 1st of April 2022 in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Recalling that the mandate of IGAD within the agricultural environment includes achieving sustainable economic development, poverty, elevations of management of natural resources, and effective of environment protections. Further recalling the areas of cooperation stipulating the agreement establishing IGAD and our commitment to cooperate within the blue economy sectors. That includes, amongst other, environmental protection and management of the natural resources of the region. Acknowledging intersecting value of the blue economy and its vital role in the functioning of the aquatic ecosystem and the sustainable of all forms by diversity and livelihoods. Considering the importance of protecting and establishing blue economy for this, your economics and ecosystem services. Recognizing the blue economy space, the ecosystem, and the unique forms of lives within the term must be safeguarded. Concern that the environmental pollution and degradation pose are great threats to sustainable development and may lead into vulnerability of the livelihoods of communities in the region. Acknowledging that a sustainable blue economy needs to involve the active representation and participation for both women and men. Mindful for our commitment to domestications and coordinating the implementation of IGAD regional policies and strategies, including that the IGAD cooperate policy, environmental policy, the IGAD biodiversity policy and protocol, the IGAD wildlife management strategy, and the IGAD water policy, the IGAD regional sustainable tourism master plan, the IGAD forest policy, and the African Union and the United Nations multilateral environment agreements to which our member states are parties. Embracing the alignment of our national blue economy strategies in the line with the African Union Blue Economy Strategy, the African Union Agenda for 2063, and its 10 years of implementation plan, as well as the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Noting the increased impact of climate change on the livelihood and the resilience of the communities and the environment, and coexistence of the impact of forced displacement of a region's natural resources. Having concern and endorse the IGAD regional blue economy strategy, appreciating the support of our development partners to IGAD and its member states, request our partners in the development to enhance the provision of resources through the existing and the new instrument and the facilities to implement the IGAD regional and the national blue economy strategies. Noting foregoing, we hereby to resolve to our frame our commitment to domesticate and implement of an IGAD regional blue economy strategy in relevant national strategies taking into account particularities and the interests of each member state. Pledged our commitment to provide a necessary support to promote blue economy governance, appropriate institutional frameworks. Encourage public-private partnerships to participate in implementing the IGAD blue economy strategy. Enhancing the synergies among the blue economy institutions, including implementations and reporting multilateral environmental agreements and convention to which our member states are party to. Further enhancing the synergies and collaborations with other regional and international entities and organizations involved in the field of a blue economy, calling upon the international community, development partners, non-state actors, and other interested parties to support and assist IGAD member states in their efforts to manage and maintain the sustainability of a blue economy and the livelihood of the communities in the region. Commit to interrogating a gender-responsive approach to policies, interventions on a blue economy. Agree to adapt a whole-of-a-government approach in implementing the IGAD region blue economy strategy. In this regard, we direct the IGAD Secretariat to implement the IGAD blue economy strategy, assist member states in the domestication of a regional blue economy strategy, support the member states in the development of a national blue economy strategy, strengthening the blue economy section within the IGAD Secretariat, mobilized resources to support the development, sustainable management of a blue economy sectors. We express our gratitude to the government and the people of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for hosting this ministerial meeting and further call upon and the mandate of the Republic of Sudan as the current chair of IGAD to bring this resolution to the attention of the next council ministers and to this IGAD summit. Thank you.
Let me have your comments. Are you happy with the language, with the content? Would you like to add anything? Please, the floor is for you. Minister.
Thank you, Chair. This is excellent. Other than a little punctuations on the last bit, where we're noting the foregoing, we hereby resolved to number 1 is a semicolon at the end of it. Number 2, have a semicolon at the end of it. Number 3, a semicolon at the end of the statement, similar to number 4, 5, 6. And at number 7, a semicolon and the phylon and, so that we conclude that segment. Similarly, Chair, the segment that is in this regard, we direct the IGAD Secretariat to number 1, semicolon. Let's have a semicolon after number 2, a semicolon number 3, a semicolon after Secretariat in number 4, and. So that concludes that segment. I submit.
Thank you. Thank you. The Secretariat, take care of that. Any other comments? We are all non-native speakers of English, so are we happy with the resolution? Of course, taking into consideration the linguistics can always be refined. Anything else?
Mr. Chair, we are happy with the document. We are happy with the document.
You are happy with it?
Yes.
Well, I don't know whether the Secretariat is a party to implement or to follow up the implementation. Okay, you will implement. And well, the member countries are the ones who will implement. So actually we are asking the Secretariat to implement the IGAD economic strategy on blue economy. Is that right?
Let me ask my technical team to respond on this. Maybe I think the Secretariat, the blue economy team, which is working on this thing, prepare all the resource mobilization, supporting technically the member states. All these things are part of implementation, but the ground touch is going to be happen on the member states. But I can ask my team to shed the light on this issue further. Thank you, Excellency. Dr. Shete? Okay, please, Awira.
Thank you, Chair, and we thank you for the guidance. Indeed, it is true. It is to coordinate the implementation. Actual implementation is by the member states. So I think we missed to capture that verb to say coordinate implementation of the strategy. And exactly what the ES said is what we're going to amend now.
Great, thank you very much. Shall we go for adoption? Adopt it? Okay, I will ask the secretary, the executive secretary, to give his comments before we close.
Please. Thank you, Excellency Chair. Thank you very much. Mine is very short. Number one, to thank all the member states for their time and commitment to do this thing to be a reality. Really, I am very encouraged that by the turnout of our ministers who really committed themselves on this very important issue, knowing that this is another big frontier that we work tirelessly to bring up our economy. This is, within this week, this is the third ministerial meeting of IGAD Secretariat. We did a meeting on health issue, which is also, we say it, a tool for regional integration. And that meeting also clearly demonstrated that we need each other very much. And also secondly, yesterday, we did a meeting on education by high turnout of the ministers from our member states. And also, we agreed that education is one of the most important vehicles for our regional integration. Today, indeed, we are signing that the new frontier, the blue economy, under these all challenges we are facing now, regionally as well as internationally, we always aspire and put our bank, our money, our knowledge, that the future should belong to us. With all these 6,000 and more than kilometers of the ocean, which we didn't tap it very well, this ministerial meeting has clearly directed us to work on that and support our members say. So we are very thankful. Finally, lastly, but not the least, I want to thank my team, really, who did a very great job to this thing to happen. So, which team led by Dahir and Dr. Ishete. So I want to thank all of you, and also thank you, Chair, for ably driving us to the conclusion of this meeting. The floor is yours, Excellency.
Thank you very much. Before giving my closing remarks, I invite the ministers and reps of states to come to the podium to sign the document. So please. Yes. Yeah. We need to sign first. Yeah.
Yes, please bring your respective flags for the member countries for the signature ceremony. In alphabetical order. Dahir, Dr. Ishete, please get behind. Media, please come over here. Take position for this very important moment. Dahir is there. You go up now. Take him. You need to stand near him. South Sudan? No, he should. South Sudan, no. Ladies and gentlemen, after this, we will have the ministers, the executive secretary, and ambassador of Sweden at the podium for a standing photo and the handover of the documents to the executive secretary. So all the rest, thank you so much for being there. We will please beg you to step down the podium, except ministers seated, ambassador of Sweden, and the executive secretary, His Excellency Dr. Workney. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let's just have the executive secretary behind and the ambassador of Sweden. The rest of us who are not facilitating the signature, I think we've had the opportunity. Thank you so much for your understanding. Excellency, Executive Secretary will take the document from the hands of Chair and Ethiopia Chief Guest. Let us please stand for the photo opportunity while the Executive Secretary is receiving the declaration from Chair, Sudan, and from Ethiopia Chief Guest successively. Excellency. Yes, first the chair to hand over and then the chief guest Ethiopia. Sorry. First the chair will hand over to ES and then the chief guest Ethiopia will do the same after, successively. Thank you. Sudan chair will hand over to you. Then Ethiopia will hand over again. 2 photo opportunities. Let's move this for photo, please. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry for being low with my voice. Okay. Photo opportunity. Let's clap. Clap, clap, everyone. Excellent. Thank you. So the same with the chief guest from Ethiopia. Let's clap, everybody. Look at the camera, smile. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you. And then maybe one last, everybody holding the, if you have, and then we face here. Yes, one last, standing. Yes. Excellent. Thank you very much. I think we are good on this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Now, at this point,
just go ahead. Huh?
Thank you.
Okay. On behalf of IGAD and of all of you, I would like to thank the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia for hosting this meeting, this very important meeting. And we think it's a historical one and a timely one. So on your behalf, I'm thanking them. Two, I thank my colleague ministers and reps of the state members for according this meeting the importance it deserves, and for coming and participating in these deliberations and concluding the results we have reached. So thank you for all, and this shows your commitment to blue economy and your commitment to IGAD and your commitment to collective work among the members and among the member states. Though awareness of blue economy is still very low in this part of the world, this level of attention shown by all of you shows strong interest in this sector, and we have to work together to make it realistic and possible. We have to show our appreciation for the IGAD Executive Secretariat for putting us ahead of other regions in strategizing the blue economy. We ask them to keep the pace and stay the course and follow up the implementation of what we have signed just now. The fact that we have very little information about our own potential on the blue economy is a sad one, but it's also a challenge that we need to urgently face and overcome. We thank Sweden and the EU for their commitment to support IGAD develop its blue economy sector. The support is indispensable in developing this sector and raising awareness of its value in the region. Your presence here today shows your commitment to IGAD and to commitment to collective work. Without the meticulous efforts of the Secretariat and the technical teams, we wouldn't have reached the conclusion we have reached. So we have to commend their efforts and thank them for what they have done. Thank you all for coming. And on behalf of the Executive Secretary, you are all invited for lunch at the rotating restaurant on the 15th floor. Thank you very much.
Excellency, Excellency, Excellency.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'll stay here. No, I'm staying here. Okay.
Yes. Let me take care of the brother.